You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Hello, today we have a story on THC caps in Colorado and CBD potentially helping psychosis. Okay, so Colorado has been the state that has, since 2012 or since 2000, been at the forefront of the marijuana movement in the country. 2000 was when they enacted the first medical marijuana legalization, and then 2012 was when they enacted recreational marijuana. It seems now we're coming around the bend where after things are opening up, after things are becoming legalized, we're now getting to the point where we're thinking about regulation, and Colorado again is at the forefront of that. So today, the governor of Colorado, Jared Polis, has signed a bill that would regulate and limit the amount of THC that medical marijuana patients can buy. So what this does specifically is they are not allowed to buy anything more than 8 grams per person within a day. And it's not as simple as you can just go to this dispensary and then go to another and get more. They're creating a database so that they can keep track of people and what they buy throughout the day. So you can't just go to another place and buy more. There's that, and it's going to be harder for people within the ages of 18 to 20 to get a marijuana card. One of the more interesting things that is much needed is that they're going to have the Colorado School of Public Health analyze research about higher potency THC. So instead of like this fear-mongering thing, they're actually going to go into the science of it and make sure that it is something that they have to worry about, despite all of the studies that are kind of showing that in the direction of high potency is potentially a problem for some people. This is a point where Colorado seems to be at the forefront of now coming to the second phase of legalization, which is regulation, and finding exactly instead of just having this instead of just having this kind of open field to do whatever you want, they're finding the limitations of this plant and what it can do. And we've gotten to the point where now that we have, shatters and wax that are 99% THC, maybe we need to tone that down a little bit. Second story today is actually kind of on the other side of that, is wait a second, maybe we can find another solution. And that is CBD potentially coming in to save the day. So we have seen a few studies come out that are linking higher THC potency to a higher risk of psychosis. The conclusion has been for a while that we need more studies to really kind of study this and make sure that this is a thing. But again, it's going in that direction. However, a study about CBD and psychosis has come out that actually kind of sheds light on the other way, which is definitely a relief. This is actually a study that was done in 2018, but what it was there were 2 groups of psychotic patients, or patients dealing with psychosis. One group was given CBD, one group was given a placebo, and they would then study the brain activity and see if there were any unusual patterns which they would link with psychosis. The CBD group tended to have less strange, unusual brain activity than the placebo group, and that is really exciting. That could mean that CBD, just by its own, could be used to help kind of medicate psychotic patients, which would be insane. But at the very least, what it's doing is it's balancing CBD with high THC levels. So if you use the two of them together, it could potentially balance and reduce the risk of psychosis from these high THC levels. It was a very small study. However, the main author of this study, Sagnik Bhattacharya, he just got a 1.85 million euro grant to do a much higher study. So he's going to do, or a much larger study. So that would give us a lot more conclusive data to actually kind of go by. And if it follows the same pattern as this smaller study, then that's great news for the weed industry. And maybe these regulations are kind of coming in too soon, because if you just pair it with more CBD, then that would also fix the problem. So that's it today. I just kind of gave you two sides of the same coin, which is how do we deal with these high THC levels, and are we acting too soon, or do we just need more studies to happen ASAP? We'll be back next week for some more stuff. See you then. Cool.
Jake, egg me. Thanks.